As I was on the train on the way to work, it just dawned on me how much flexibility and how much of a different life kids have in the Netherlands in comparison to Australia. So that's one of the first things I want to touch on this video is the difference between kids in Australia versus kids in the Netherlands. And this is based on my own experiences growing up and living in Australia, plus having kids of my own. I also want to talk about the country size, meaning that everything is really close by in comparison to Australia. And also food allergies. We come from a part of Australia that has got a lot of food allergies, and a lot of the cafes, restaurants and shops have that availability. In the Netherlands, that can be a little bit tricky at times. So they're the three things I would like to talk about today. The first thing is kids. So growing up in Australia and having young children, obviously as well, there was never a moment where we were literally holding their hands, keeping them close, and making sure that if they had a play date, we knew where they were going. We would drop them off, sometimes stay as well, pick them up and those types of things. And never would allow them generally to ride a bike on their own anywhere, particularly at the age of 6, 7, 8, something like that. And that is where we have seen a huge difference here in the Netherlands. Kids seem to be kids. So when you look at it from a school environment, they have a lot more, education where they allow them to be children, which is amazing. We see them ride in groups, quite young kids, I would almost say, down to prep size, all the way a little bit older as well. Even on the train, heading to work, I've seen very young kids, I would say maybe 6 or 7 years old, riding together without their parents around, heading at a distance sometimes as well. So the flexibility here for children is incredible. And I think from what I understand from Dutch culture, there's a lot more safety here as well. And parents are a lot more willing to let their children venture out without having them around. When I compare that to Oz, that can be very different depending on the neighborhood you're in. Where we're originally from, we would never allow our children to get out all by themselves or even walk to the shops based on the dangers, I guess, that are around our location. But, even our children now, they're obviously out and about a lot more and doing more as well, and allowing them to have that freedom, which I guess we miss back at home. So that's the first comparison that I wanted to make. Kids here seem to be a lot happier, and there's a lot more flexibility in what they can do as well. The second one, and I think that's sort of the other thing that I thought about on the train, is that the distance from things is relatively close here. And as you're well and truly aware, the Netherlands is somewhat of a smaller country distance-wise in comparison to Australia. If I jump on a train for, say, 2 or 3 hours, I'll be in another country. In Oz, you'd be lucky to be in another state. You have to jump on a plane maybe for a couple of hours to get to another state. And that size makes a huge difference to what you can actually do and experience as an expat within another country as well. When we also look to reflect back here, everything is relatively close by. So you talk about a 15-minute, circumference of shops, schools, everything around you in abundance. So you just have to jump on your bike. Within 15 minutes, you're basically somewhere where you need to be. And it's very convenient as well. Back at home, some parts, do have that convenience. Others, you have to sort of jump in your car. And to be honest, when I compare, I never jumped on a bike back at home. It was quite rare. We jump in the car even to go for shorter trips as well, just given the distance. Whereas here, we're always on the bikes. Even going to the local shops, going to a cafe, restaurant, going to school, everything is very conveniently close, which does really help with, a short errand, or makes it a little bit fun as well for the family to go out and do something together as well. That's a second observation, which has definitely made me feel a little bit different within this country. The third thing, which is very different as well, is if you have a food allergy here, sometimes it can be a little bit challenging to find the restaurant or the cafe that obviously allows for that, or even some of the supermarkets and stuff have a very small variety of food where there are, allergy requirements. Back in Australia, a lot of the places have all the allergies listed down. And maybe where we are and where we're from, it's quite a high population of people that do have an intolerance or do have a significant allergy as well. But what we have noticed here is that even something as basic as, whether it's gluten-free something, or, like trying to get a different type of milk, for example, can somewhat be challenging unless you actually do look and travel a little bit further to get those things. Whereas back at home in Australia, most cafes, restaurants, even supermarkets have an abundance of those products, and make it a lot easier and a lot more variety to make those choices as well. So that's the third observation that I had for today for you all. As always, thanks again for jumping on. Please feel free to comment. I'll answer all your comments. Like, subscribe, do all those great things, and looking forward to sharing some more of these next week. Thanks for jumping on.